Hey, did you hear what we were playing in gym today? Dodgeball. Ugh. Does that kind of give you bad memories? A little funny feeling in your stomach? What if I said we can play a board game all about dodgeball? Still no? What if they were wizards? This is Wizard Dodgeball. I don't have a box. This is a preview. Logo! Unlike traditional dodgeball, this one has dodgeball with a little bit of a twist. You will be playing dodgeball by the traditional rules, but adding in some awesome spells. So you can cast some cool little spells on the balls, on your opponents, on yourself, on your teammates, just to make the game a little bit more interesting and a lot more fun. The first thing you'll do in the game is you are going to choose your teams. There are several wizards or students or whatever you want to call them to choose from. And you're going to pick your teams, and you're going to have 5 players on each of your team. So once you pick your 5, you're going to find the little tokens that go with them. And these represent your players that will be on the board. So you'll take your tokens, and just move the camera over here. You're going to place your 5 players. I'm just going to randomly put these on here. You place your 5 players and you stick them out on the board. And your opponent does the same thing. And what you'll do is you're trying to race up, grab the ball, bring it behind this line here, which will activate the ball, and then chuck it at your opponent. First person to 5 points will win the game. To make the game a little bit more interesting, as I said, there are these spell cards. So, for example, there is a fireball that you can cast on a ball, which will make it always a score of 10 when you're chucking it at your opponents. There's a shield that you can cast onto yourself or to one of your teammates that will help dispel if you don't roll that well for an attack or a dodge. You can make them weak and strong, you can freeze somebody, you can teleport somebody, you can give them butterfingers. That's always fun. So in the game, you will be rolling these really cool little custom dice here. So as you see, there's different colors here, and there's different colors for a reason. If you look on one of the cards here, look at Elixis Filter. Yeah, Elixis Filter. If you look on there, you see that the attack is a gray die, or black, and a blue die. So let's just show you what the different dice are. If you look at the white die, they go from 0 to 5. So yes, you can roll an absolute nothing and have nothing happen if you have to roll white die. The next one up would be the black die, which is your standard D6, which goes from 1 to 6. Next up is a blue die, which skips 1 altogether, so you have 2, and that goes up to, if I can find it, 7. And then the best die is the red die, which starts at 3, and that goes all the way to 8. So the red die are obviously the strongest die to roll. So you'll look at your character and you'll see what you get to roll for the attack. Now the attacking also depends on how far away you are. If you're 2 zones away, which everything's a zone, zone, there's 4 zones. But if you're 2 zones away, you get to roll both of your attack dice. If you're 3 zones away, you only get to pick 1. And if you're 1 zone away, you get to roll these plus an extra white die. So if you're really close, you're really, really accurate. And then what your opponent does is they're going to roll their dodge dice. And whoever has the higher value is successful. So if the attack is successful, you hit your opponent, they're out, you gain a point. If they dodge the ball, they scoot out of the way, and you don't get any points for that. There's also a really cool mechanic, whereas if you happen to roll doubles, you will catch the ball, which then eliminates the other player who threw the ball, and then you get a point for that. With all the different characters, you have different powers. You have different move things. Some can only move 3, some can move 4, some are a little bit faster, some are a little bit slower. So it all depends on, you can have a good mix on your team, and you can see how you can be moving around the board. First team to get 5 points will win the game. Wizard Dodgeball is on Kickstarter right now. It only has a few more days to go. They still quite haven't reached their goal yet, but it is a really good game. I was actually surprised about how well it actually does simulate Dodgeball. It feels like Dodgeball with the little added bonus of the wizard powers. It makes it a lot of fun, really quick play, and we actually went to a really tight game. It was really, really close whenever we played. So I always went down to the wire, down to that last one-on-one situation to see who could actually lob that ball or cast a spell or do something to their opponent to give them that last advantage to be able to score that last point. It's a really good game. You're going to have some really cool artwork with it. What you saw was just a prototype version. The balls are going to be actually red balls with just a star on them instead of the die that I had. And some of the artwork is going to be much better improved, much more improved actually. So please check it out on Kickstarter. I'll put a link down below and just check it out.